We are what? We are who? We are what? Vibrant. We are who? 50 plus. Hi, welcome to Gray Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin, and we are coming to you from Oyende Enterprises, being sponsored by Jamila Sense, which is our product line of aromatherapy products that helps heal the mind, body, and soul. And we are bringing to you Alamaj's rebirthing program, as well as Jamila Sense and a host of wonderful programs that will help heal your body, heal your soul, and heal your mind. 50 plus people, we are here to stay. Gray Lives on the Rise. We are what? We are who? We are vibrant, and we are here to stay. Join us for our wonderful episodes. Thank you, and continue to look for our episodes weekly, being brought to you again from Oyende Enterprises and Jamila Sense. See you soon. Greetings, everyone. Welcome again to Gray Lives on the Rise. Guess what? This is our 51st episode. We celebrated last week our 50th episode with Alice and Dr. Sharon. They interviewed me. They turned the tables, they interviewed me. It was wonderful. We had a good time, and people were really, really enthusiastic about it and responding. So we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. This week marks our second year. Can you believe it? The years are just passing by so quickly. Our second year of Gray Lives on the Rise. And I'm starting off with the wonderful Yolanda Neals, and her Yoruba name is Oriola Esuleke. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Okay. Yolanda Neals is a distinguished holistic healing curator, author, and social entrepreneur. She has recently embraced the spiritual name of Oriola Esuleke, signifying wealthy mind, spirit, and destined for greatness. With over 2 decades of experience, Yolanda's journey in holistic healing and community empowerment began under the tutelage of renowned author Iyanla Vanzant, focused on spiritual life coaching. A decade ago, writing as MhoganiPearl, Yolanda co-authored Dear Yvette, Shattered Fairytales. I remember reading parts of that. A novel mirroring her life story. This powerful narrative of self-love and acceptance, fueled by forgiveness, delves into her experiences as a trauma survivor and her therapeutic journey toward overcoming the challenges of a tumultuous childhood. Her work in this area garnered national recognition. Did you hear me? Not just local, because she lives in the greater Atlanta area, as do I, but she garnered national attention, leading to her involvement in a 3-year initiative, Trauma and Adverse Childhood Experiences, and the acronym is ACEs, during the Obama administration under the White House Council of Women and Girls. Yolanda's honest and transparent approach to addressing difficult conversations has made her a relatable and inspirational figure, particularly in urban communities. She leverages her personal experiences of overcoming adversity to empower others, embodying a blend of empathy and resilience. As a military veteran, Yolanda faced significant challenges in 2010, including divorce, homelessness, single parenthood, and unemployment during an economic recession. Her resilience led her to a transitional program for homeless female veterans, which marked a turning point in her life. Today, she's the proud founder of the Kindred Healing Center in Atlanta, a 6,000 square foot wellness center offering holistic health care to urban and veteran communities. Isn't that amazing? She is awesome. Awesome. Yolanda's expertise extends to creating sacred healing spaces nationwide, focusing on cultural competent support for urban communities. Her passion for peer support and holistic healthcare drives her mission to empower individuals to lead their best lives. This is so amazing. Without further ado, I bring on this amazing woman, Yolanda Neals.
Oh, thank
I
you.
am so honored, so honored to
I
have
am
you here
honored.
tonight. Now that I've given this wonderful introduction, and it doesn't even go over a, a fraction of what this beautiful being is capable of doing and is doing now. I mean, it is amazing, amazing. So what I'm going to do is introduce my dear beloved friend and have her really fill in some of the gaps that I may not have touched upon because her story is something that you do not dare to miss. Get your pen and paper to take some notes, and afterwards, I challenge you to go to the next level by getting in touch with this beautiful being. Greetings, Yolanda.
Greetings.
Oriola.
Either will do. Namaste. It's
Namaste.
such a pleasure to be here with you, Jamila. Thanks
Yeah,
for having me.
thank you for agreeing to be the guest. So, I remember your book because you were posting certain chapters on Facebook about Dear Yvette, these letters.
Mhm.
And I was impressed with that. That was what, over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was over 10 years ago. So where are you from originally and what inspired you to get onto this track of wellness? I know you talked about some of the past traumas and the pains in your life, but let's unpack some of this, okay, to go over your narrative so people can find out about how amazing you are.
Oh, well, originally from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Born and raised. And it's a unique journey in that my mother is originally from Miami by way of
Mm-hmm.
South Georgia. And my father's family is originally from Mississippi through Memphis up through Chicago and ended up in Kalamazoo.
Okay.
And so my mom was separated from her maternal side of her family. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a lot of family. I definitely didn't have a lot of her family around us growing up. So I was always on a quest to sort of complete my tree, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And my father's mother was my best friend on the planet. And at age 12, she passed away.
Oh.
So by the time I turned 14, I was like, I need somebody to fill this grandma space. So
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to my mom's mom down in Miami, and I would go to Miami for half of the summer, each summer as a
Mm-hmm.
teenager, and then I would go take the other half of the summer in Atlanta because my dad lived in Atlanta.
Okay.
And it opened me up to a whole new world. Like Kalamazoo is fairly small. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Kalamazoo is one of the richest cities in the nation per capita. Um,
Oh, okay.
and so it's very haves and have not ish. And it was kind of I didn't like it really. I experienced it, but when I got a chance to see other places, I was like, oh my goodness, there's this big old world out here. So
Mm-hmm.
um Unfortunately for my family, my parents got caught up in the crack epidemic, my mom and my dad, but my mom more so than my dad.
Oh.
And so me reaching out to her mom was very timely because I needed some parenting, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the trauma came from my mom being swept up into that era. Um, it was a it was shocking for all of us because my mom worked for General Motors before then. We lived in a middle class area. I went to private school. Me, my sisters and brothers had a really good life. My mom was like the brownie leader, Girl Scout leader, Cub Scout leader. She was like really, really engaged. And then by the time I got in like sixth grade, she was not. So between like sixth grade and I'd say 12th grade, a lot happened. A lot happened that due to lack of security, due to lack of supervision, due to lack of parenting, because my parents were sick, if you will, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to get away helped me understand as a teenager that I didn't have to subject myself to solely that kind of lifestyle, that there
Right.
was more out there for me. And I graduated from high school and left, went to Miami and did a year of college down there, then came to Atlanta and realized that I was pregnant when I got to Atlanta. So I had my baby and then I joined the military.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined the military at a time when they were recruiting more minorities in the intelligence field. And
Mm-hmm.
so I went into MI and I was 20 years old. I had no idea what, but it was the best thing I think that could have ever happened to me because
Mm-hmm.
MI took me many places around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Military intelligence is MI.
Okay.
And it took me into a whole nother elevated environment of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it just opened my mind. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so different than where I came from. And I
Yeah.
just took it all in. I just took it, different countries, different people from different cultures. I just took it all in. And so by the time I got out of the military, I came back here to Atlanta as an adult now. And I still stumbled a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm. But
you
by
know,
that time you had your child, right?
yeah, because now I have my son and I'm working to it was different, but it was still like securing my place as a parent. There was definitely a transition because he
Mm-hmm.
was with his grandparents while I was in the military. And I got out of the military and I went right into the music industry,
Oh,
working
okay.
for the music industry. So, it was different, but eventually I had to kind of, it was a lot of nightlife that came with that job. It was a lot of celebritydom. There was a lot of entertaining and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had to get my act together as a parent. I was like, I'm not going to end up like my parents, right? So I started seeking out help, I guess. I became a very big self-help guru by way of books initially, probably in my late 20s, mid to late 20s. I suffered a really bad depression that I talk about in the book at 27. And the way I came out of it is a friend of a friend practically forced me to go to the Essence Festival in New Orleans. And we sat in the empowerment portion for 3 straight days. And
Mhm.
there was so much information and so many amazing people sharing their stories over the course of those 3 days that it changed my life. It made me want definitely to better my life. And
Mhm.
it gave me some tools
Mhm.
through information on how I could at least get started. Um, the thing that was the most memorable, life-changing moment during that time was Geronimo Pratt
Oh
had
yeah.
gotten released from prison,
Mhm.
and his first,
By way of Johnny Cochran. Yeah.
yes, and his first stop home was the Essence Festival. Like he left prison
Oh.
and he came and he just said thank you to all his supporters, and he shared part of his story, and he talked about how he forgave the experience and the people involved in the experience, and there was
Mm.
like not one dry eye in the place, and I was like, whoa, like if this
Yeah.
man can forgive being
Yeah.
locked up for 27 years for something he didn't do,
Yeah.
surely I could forgive some of the things that have happened on my journey, right? So that,
Yeah. That's kind of like a Nelson Mandela
yes,
story,
yes,
stateside. Yeah.
yes. It was
Yeah.
very powerful and it was very empowering. And that from there, um, I was reading Dr. Gwendolyn Goldsby Grant and
Hmm.
Iyanla and some others. And it was just filling me up. And I would go to Essence
Yeah.
Festival every year after that, particularly for the empowerment, just to be filled back up,
Yeah.
and that eventually led me to Iyanla's Institute in early 2000s. And my life has been on a complete different journey from there.
I think that that's very, very empowering because here it is. You came from an environment initially that was middle class, secure, everything in place, and then your parents uh, succumbed to what was happening at the time in terms of the availability of the drugs. And a lot of times people say, oh, I can take this and I can take that and won't become addicted. And I tell people that's a drug addict making. Drugs don't make any distinction between who you were or are or whatever. It changes the chemical balance within your brain and it makes people dependent upon them. So you left that secure environment that you had initially with your parents and you were able to go on this journey of self-discovery, even though it didn't feel good,
Right.
opened you up to going to and being receptive to going to the Essence Festival. Because if everything were going smoothly, you may not have seen the urgency or even had the desire because everything
Right.
like, my life is fine. They can't tell me anything that's going to change my life because I'm doing great. But because you had experienced these things for your greater growth, you were more open and receptive. So I think that's wonderful.
Absolutely. And with that era, what I know I recognize now, it was my parents and all the other parents on the blocks. You know what I mean? Like the whole neighborhood had been like turned upside down. So like, what do you do when that happens, right? Um,
Wow.
and some people didn't make it out. And some people haven't recovered from that. Like my mom, by the grace of the divine, has been clean 36 years.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, she's had a nonprofit organization for the last 25 years that help other people, transition out of the substance abuse realm. But a lot of people, we're constantly reminded how blessed we are because a lot of people didn't make it out of that. So that drives my desire and willingness to create a sacred and safe place for
Mhm.
people to come and take care of themselves. You know, your background doesn't have to have been so traumatic, but what I've learned is we all deal with some element of trauma, right? And when I was working with the White House, basically they took us across they created this initiative, and
Mm-hmm.
of us went across the country, across middle America, to create what are now known as trauma-informed communities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Create communities where the police and the school counselor and the teacher and the nurses and the doctors are all communicating about how this person probably is just triggered by trauma and can be derailed from going to jail or prison, right?
Yeah.
And so, with that, middle America didn't look like us.
Right.
Middle America, I was like, where are the other people at? Where's my community at? Where's our culture? So once I came off of that, I was really empowered to create something
Mm-hmm.
that also included us. And so here
Mm-hmm.
we have the Kindred Healing Center.
I like the name Kindred, which means compatible spirits and energy.
Yes.
There are no little I's and big U's. It's everyone is coming from a heart-centered space of empowering each other and helping each other. And I really, really like that. I'm just so happy for you.
Thank you.
6,000 square foot building, that's no small feat. So,
Yeah.
so let's talk about some of the things that the Kindred House does, because we talked about how you were able to release, I don't like to use the word escape, but you were able to release your former background, which had you not, you would become like the people that you said who did not make it out. So it's like the ancestors were watching over you and guiding you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
guiding you. And so by so did you decide to come up with the Kindred House concept primarily due to what had transpired in your life, or were you uh, doing it because of the things that you had seen in your community?
It was prime the nudge that said get out there and do it
Hmm.
was personal. It was
Okay.
my daughter went
Mm-hmm.
to she graduated high school and went on to college at Georgia State. And
Mm-hmm.
her first year, she did her first year in college, and she actually got into a special program. So she graduated from high school, and 2 weeks later, she was on a college campus at 17.
Okay.
And I didn't realize the level of anxiety that she had developed as a result of that. It wasn't until the end of the school year when she was pleading me not to go back that I realized something was going on, but I was like, still, you going back. And that just raised her anxiety even more. So it got to a point where it got bad. And I took her to a therapist, a African centered therapist in the community, and they gave her a diagnosis and told me that there's nothing they could do about it. And
Wow.
they were like, good luck with that. And
Wow.
I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And one of the things that I used to do when she would have her episodes or flares, I would just sit her in my lap and do Reiki on her. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually she would calm down and
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. So I knew that there was something that could help her. So that was my nudge. I said, you know what? I'm getting ready to put together my own thing. And so that people, because if I'm running into this, other families are running into this. And
Mm-hmm.
we need something in our community that's really there to help us, through all of it. And so I went and aligned with mental health therapist, an acupuncturist. What I used to work also in research and development for
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years for pharmacia. And so I knew how to get to the root of medication
Mm-hmm.
in terms of what the natural copy of it is, or
Yeah.
it's the copy of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the derivative.
Right. And so when I learned, my daughter didn't want to take her medications that they were offering her. So when I got down to the derivative, what I did is I set the center up initially with those modalities. And so when I learned that acupuncture, meditation, yoga, and some herbal remedies were
Mhm.
could give the same outcome as some of um the medicines that they were given for anxiety and depression.
Mhm.
I set it up like that. And then we added chiropractic to it, and we just started, kept adding different modalities. So now we have those things plus Reiki and crystal therapy. We have the herbalist that people can consult with and beyond. We have special reader people that do special readings of different kinds. So we really touch on the mind, the body, and the spirit in one place, like a
Mhm.
one-stop shop of cultural, um, competent, holistic or integrative wellness. And so I'm really proud of it, because I myself get a chance to get treated there, my family and
Mhm.
other families, other people in the
Yeah.
community.
Now that's a bit, and what I like about it, in reading over your bio, your focus is on bringing the urban communities into this safe space like this, because there are a lot of people don't know about yoga. They have heard about it,
Right.
don't really know the benefits of it. They just think
That's right.
they're just sitting cross-legged and, just meditating. But it's far more involved than that. So I think bringing these concepts, which really a lot of them are indigenous to our culture, we just
Yes.
forgotten, or we were led to believe that they were not. They give a lot of credit to Asia and most of these things. I know reflexology and Reiki began
Right.
on the continent of Africa. So,
Yes.
so by your bringing this information home to the community and allowing your wonderful space to be used, I think that's amazing. So people don't have to travel up
Yes.
to this area, Buckhead and whatever. They can come to this specific location and get their needs met.
That's right.
Wonderful.
And the
That's
intention is to move us from sympathetic to parasympathetic. And a lot of us, like you said, a lot of us don't even understand really what that is.
yeah.
And if you're African American, you inherited tension. You inherited all the things that got you worried and looking behind you and not forgetting the past and all those kind of things. But you can release it. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to continue to carry it. In fact, the ancestors got us this far, so it's our job to get us even further, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so with the parasympathetic setup, our organs and cells and different aspects of our being are not fighting against the tension to stay alive. Instead, we are able to tap into some happy spaces. We are able to, understand and feel what liberation and freedom actually is, when we're
Mm-hmm.
not always worried or stressed or anxious about something.
Not living strictly from chakra one, which is survival. What you're
Yeah,
doing now is helping people elevate from survival needs by providing a safe haven for them to stay, to stop, to find out about all of these wonderful resources. Because when you're in survival mode, you're not thinking about those resources. You just are trying to put one foot in front of the other
that's right.
day by day. So what you're doing is telling people, which is good, we can handle this other part over here,
Right.
the soft skills. You deal with the hard skills in terms of getting a place to stay permanently, finding employment, those kinds of things that's within their control. And you're helping them with the soft skills, with the things that are not within people's control. I think that's really, really good. So do you have
Thank you.
people living there?
No.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, we don't have overnight space. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we just so I what I do is I have subleasers who are all African American business owners and
Mm-hmm.
of their own practitioner. And they come in and some of them have late hours, like the chiropractors are there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. some days, but most of us are gone by 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we don't help with housing or we don't have any housing. I had a young man, interestingly enough, come through last week and he met me in the parking lot and he was looking for money. He was anxious because he said he was about to get evicted. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, I can't, what I can offer you is some peace.
Wow.
I can see all over you that you got all this stuff going on, but take a moment out for yourself so you could tap into your higher self to get the answers to what your next steps are. And he
Yeah.
looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, "What?" And so I invited him up to, we have a space in there called Frequency ATL. A lot of people think it means Atlanta, but it's actually a Patha Tea Lounge. And so I brought them in. We have a grounded floor in there. So people take their shoes off and they come in and they just get grounded, right?
Yeah.
And so we offered him a cup of tea and he just sat there and he just meditated for some of the time. He socialized for some of the time and he was there for a good 90 minutes. And when he left, he was so grateful. He was like, nobody's ever done something like this for me. He said, I feel so much better. I don't even feel like the same person that I was when I walked in here.
Yeah.
And that's my thing is because we don't stop long enough to connect to ourselves, you know? We're just go, 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 especially in survival mode. So, I'm proud of creating such a space, you know?
Yeah.
I
That's a
say
wonderful, that's a wonderful feat.
I say it's like plugging in a Tesla, but you're the Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
When that Tesla run out of energy, you better plug it in if you're trying to get to the next location. And the same thing happens with us. We have to plug into us so that we can get to the next leg of the journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's a wonderful, wonderful perspective and framework from which people can work and see themselves. And also, too, you're not talking at them. You have lived these experiences. So
Yes.
people can listen to you and say, okay, Yolanda went through something very, very similar. And now she's on the other side of that. And that's what's really good about Great Lives on the Rise. Most of the speakers have experienced what they're talking about. And I think that's critical because people then can believe that you're authentic because you've lived it and you've come back to share it with them, and not to be judgmental, but to show them how they too can overcome.
That's right.
Yeah. So you're doing all this wonderful work, and I heard you mention you have a daughter as well as a son. So are they involved with your business as well?
My daughter just started to work with me last week. She's working with me now. I'm so happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is, and she likes it. She didn't think she was gonna like it, but she likes it. My son is in Dallas with his job, but we were just talking. He was giving himself a 2-year plan, and we were just talking about him coming to work for the family business. I said, I would love that. Yeah, so but they come in and through and take advantage of some things, but my daughter working there, 4 or 5 days a week has been a new thing, which we both are enjoying.
Yeah. It's really important when you when you create a legacy that it doesn't die with you.
Yes.
When you have family members who are coming behind you, I think that's really, really, really good. So now, how do people know about this wonderful organization? Do you go into the neighborhoods to recruit? Do you do social media? recruiting primarily. How do they find out about this one?
Up until now, I had been doing social media. But
Mm-hmm,
I know that I got to get out into the community more. So I'm thankful for opportunities like this,
mm-hmm,
to be able to get the word out. Um, we have a website. We keep the calendar updated because we have a lot of different events. Different people come in and rent space to host events. Different classes are provided there. So um, I tell people to go to the website and follow us on IG primarily. But now
mm-hmm.
I'm starting to do more interviews. This is my second interview today. So, I'm starting to kind of get out there more and speak more and let people know.
Yeah, yeah. So who would be the typical, well, so I say, but if you were to describe a possible candidate for your programs and for your house, what would that be? I mean,
We say,
age,
uh, our,
race,
go
or
ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, that's fine. Age, race, financial background, educational background, all of that. Just give me a prototype.
We tend to say 40 to 70
Okay.
is our ideal audience.
Mm-hmm.
Given the different modalities.
Mm-hmm.
And our typical persona is someone who's in the midst of a life change. So you turn 40, it's like, oh, okay, now I got to start preparing for what 50 is going to look like, right? And there's a lot of questions about what direction that I need to go to or what do I need to clean up. So they're ideal. 50, of course, is a big lifestyle change, and you're entering another level of being. So they tend to be a good candidate for the services we offer. And then 60 and 70. So we offer a free qigong class every Friday.
Oh, uh-huh.
And 65 and older are free. We call them our active aging community.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that class. It's taught by someone in their 70s, and the women outshine me, the people, as men and women in the class. I said, I want to be like y'all when I grow up. I just love that class. Um, and veterans, we have classes where veterans are getting free, and the like. So we are very intergenerational, and catching the 40, the 50, the 60, the 70-year-old helps us strengthen the community because we're the ones that's kind of keeping watch and guiding the community. So we want to make sure we're good.
Yeah, I think that's very true. Very true. So if you could condense it into maybe one sentence, what do you think your mission, or what is your mission statement?
My mission is to move us, like I said, from a place of tension, worry, stress, and strife to a zenful state of being, a place where we can learn bliss, know exhilaration, and just be joyful, in our lives. Just be free and liberated to enjoy joy.
I think that that's really, really wonderful, powerful. So what types of activities do you have? Like, because you're bringing in people from different age groups, different demographics. So I'm envisioning seeing activities that are intergenerational and those that are for specific demographics. So what are some of the things that the organization has done to create more of a connection with
Uh,
the organization, with kindred spirits? Yeah.
so we have yoga, of course, meditation classes. We have Pilates classes. We have men's circle.
Oh, okay.
Um, and it's led by the fabulous Dr. Curtis Jasper. He's amazing. I call him my modern day Kunjufu. He really is amazing. I'm so blessed to have him. And and of course I spoke about Qigong. So and then other people come in and host classes. Like tomorrow we have a conversation about plant medicine from a shaman, a very well-known shaman in the city. We have people doing this sister calls it the Purge Party. And she does amazing events within those purge parties. She hosts them once a month at
Mm,
our center. And we do stuff around forgiveness and the like. So we do, it's a range of events that we host that appeal to a little bit of everybody.
okay. And so the general theme is to empower people so that they can say things happened that happened to them do not define who they are.
That's
It's
right.
they're going through this particular uh, setback, if you will, for the setup. And that's what I'm seeing in
That's right.
people's lives, especially for me. What may appear as a setback really is the universe's way of preparing you to get still, because sometimes we're so busy and in reactionary mode and trying to fix things and trying to predict the future that we can't see all the blissful moments along the way. So with this program, it seems as though you're taking a lot of the worry and the stress off people so that they can do some self-care
That's
and
right.
so that they can do some self-empowerment because you're there to support them. Like when they're falling out of the tree, you have the big safety net to catch them so that they
Yeah.
don't crash. when things happen, they have some wonderful resources. This is so wonderful. This is
Thank you. I also forgot to mention that every full moon, we just started doing something called a silent tea retreat, where
mm,
we are silent for 90 minutes and we're
mm,
journaling and releasing during that time. Oh, it's so fabulous. It's so powerful. And then on Wednesdays, we also host a Wellness Wednesday between 11 and 3, where you
mm.
come in our design is like that of the Centurion community, where people sit low to the ground, they
Oh,
drink
okay.
herbal tea, and they socialize. So that's what we do inside of Frequency on Wednesdays.
Mhm. That's wonderful because in this age of technology, people are self-isolating,
Yes,
are communicating more with their cell phones, with their tablets, and with things that are AI generating. And they're losing a part of who they are. They're becoming more robotic. That's what I used to tell people when I
yes,
was teaching at this college. I said, you're becoming more robotic and less human. And by your having people sit low and then take off their shoes and all that and commune with each other, they're now opening up the heart chakra so that they can trust more. That's amazing. That's interesting. I like that. So,
yes.
so if someone wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
You can go to the website, which is www.kindred, KINDRED, healingcenter.com.
Mm-hmm.
You could also follow us on IG at Kindred Healing Center.
Mm.
Or you could reach out via email at kindredhealingcenter@gmail.com.
Okay, can you spell that for people?
Sure. KINDREHEalingCenter@gmail.com. And I love the word kindred for the very definition that you described it. But
Mm.
I also wanted to let you know that kindred is also my married last name.
Oh,
Yes. So isn't that just wonderful? It just all
yeah.
worked.
Yeah. Well, when it's in alignment with your
Yes.
master plan and we get out of the way, beloved, it just flows.
Yes.
And when the person said, "Oh, I didn't even know how that happened. I didn't even know. I didn't have that in mind when I first created this concept." But this spirit said, "But I had it out there for you. It was out there in the ethers, and it's
That's
part
right.
of your plan, part of your journey." That is so wonderful.
Thank
So,
you.
what are the hours of operation? How can people assist you? Are you looking for volunteers? Are you looking for paid workers? Are you receiving federal grants? That's a lot to unpack, but
I know I need all of those things, but I have none of them right now. It's just me and my daughter. Um, and I have a suite that's open for lease or sublease that I'm looking for. I'm just calling forth a wonderful set of practitioners to take it over to join our collaborative.
mm,
Um, our hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And except for the chiropractors, as I mentioned, they're from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday and Wednesday.
okay, okay. So, is there an entrance fee that people pay to go into the center?
No, you come in. Frequency ATL is actually free to access. You can hang out there as long as you want, as long as we're open at no cost. But then we do vibroacoustic therapy, which there are costs for that, and other things like massage and stuff like that. Of course, you have to pay for those kind of services, but we do have a baseline free access that is wonderful.
Mm. And people of all ages can come
People of all ages can come.
to participate in that. So,
That's right.
okay. And Monday through Saturday. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So where are you located?
We're located in the Ali building, which is in the Lakewood Heights area,
Hmm.
1800 Jonesboro Road, Southeast. Got to make sure you put that Southeast in the GPS. And that's in Atlanta, 30315. A lot of people are familiar with a great place called Black Coffee, and we're on the top floor above Black Coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's wonderful. So do you have any special events that are coming up?
Um, well, too many to name. I know in August we have a wonderful, the sisters doing some weekly classes that um where she takes art and coaching and mixes them.
Hmm.
I'm probably not doing that any justice right now, but it's fabulous. It's going to be on the website here by this weekend. And we have another sister who's coming in to offer comedic yoga um,
Oh, yeah.
3 days a week. She'll be doing it 3 o'clock on Wednesdays and then 7 o'clock on Mondays and Fridays.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we got some. Again, we're going to do the purge party monthly and so forth. We got a lot of great stuff there. So the best thing to do is go to the website and check out the calendar.
It sounds really, really good. And I like the fact that it's in the community and people can access it as opposed to going all the way up to uh, Buford Highway and Buckhead and also other places to find these things. And I'm glad that we're doing this within the community to show the people in the community that there are other alternatives, that they don't have to get caught up with the stress and the strife that's going on, that's being placed on them,
Yeah,
that there are some other alternatives because they're just living from day to day, some of them. They can't see beyond today, and some can't see beyond tomorrow
yeah,
because their lives look so bleak. And you're offering these alternatives and say, oh, no, 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 there's more out there, and you have the power to transcend
that's
whatever
right.
is going on with you. Because it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
That's right.
And you're bringing it home to the people who need it the most, who are just really, really uh, dealing with sometimes some very traumatic and serious issues and concerns, and they don't know where to turn to. And it,
There's a lot of people losing their jobs these
yeah,
days.
yeah,
And there's a lot of stress and anxiousness. I mean, we see it. We see a lot of everything coming through the center.
yeah,
But like I went to see my primary care doctor today, and they said he's gone. He's no longer there at the VA. And it's like because people are just losing their jobs. So,
yeah,
again, just providing a safe haven to come and work things out, you know what I mean? To not feel so hopeless in times like this.
and isolated. Yeah, because people, particularly as they get older, sometimes they self-isolate because they don't have the resources, or they don't have family members. So there's a group of people who are aging gracefully for whom this is their reality. They don't have family members. They may not have had children. They don't have uh, brothers and sisters because they've all transitioned. And so they need to know that this is a place that they can go to. Just sit back and just relax and feel well cared for. Because Oriola is going to make sure that that happens.
Yeah,
She's going to make sure that
sure
that
am.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah, I sure
yeah.
am.
She's going to. It sounds so amazing and wonderful. So, in the last few minutes before we leave, what would you like to leave with our listening audience? Because I know what I'm saying to people to go down there and definitely see how you, even if you don't at this moment, you're not sure how you can participate in what activities, see if you can volunteer your
Yes.
services to help her grow. Because I'm
I would
thinking,
love to have some volunteer ambassadors to greet people as they come into the center. I would love that. And it's fun. You get to talk and interact with people and of all different walks
yeah,
of life coming in for all different reasons. I would love that kind of support. But what I want to leave you with is come check out our Qigong class.
mm,
It is wonderful. I mean, I'm watching so many different friendships develop in this space, and I chose Qigong specifically because it's like adding oil to the brain. It's brain balancing, it's dementia, Alzheimer preventing or retention, and it's fun. It's like a big old hug and kiss to yourself by the
yeah,
end of that class. So start there because it's free. As long as you're 65 and over, it's free. And once you get there, you can walk up and down that hall and see what else you're interested in. So that's what I would like to leave with this community. Come and hang out with. I just entered the gray hair stage, the gray live stage. But I'm learning that I got some good girlfriends and good guy friends in this community that can help guide
yeah.
me as we intergenerationally align.
I think that's really, really wonderful. So everyone in ATL, come on down to see Oriola's amazing center. And for those of you who don't live in ATL, this is a reason for you to come to visit. Okay, this is like becoming the hub of the movie industry too. A lot of people in theater and in the movie industry are moving here. They're leaving California because it's too expensive, and they're coming here and building different kinds of studios. You know about uh, Tyler Perry, of course, he's like the number one person, but there's some other smaller things. Every time I go out to different spots in Atlanta, I'm looking at people filming, making
We're
movies.
surrounded by four major production studios to include Tyler Perry. And we got free parking. So that's
Yeah.
another incentive to come and hang out. You don't have to worry about fighting for parking or any of that. You could just come and hang out and watch the movies being made up the street.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And just feel the energy of the love and the support and the genuine compassion. So
Yeah.
Kindred House is amazing. We are inviting you to come visit, to see, to experience the energy. It's an experiential exercise. It's not just about going like to the movies and observing. No, you become part of it. You become immersed in the energy. You participate in the energy. You partake of the love that's being showered with you, and you leave there refreshed. So you come there probably tired and beleaguered, and you leave there vibrant, alive,
That's right.
and just full of energy. That's what we're all about too. Great Lives on the Rise. We're about promoting these kinds of ventures and these kinds of spaces so that people can know that 50 plus means you're just starting the second leg of your journey. That's all. And this is the most important leg because you don't have all those things that used to tie you down in terms of,
That's right. That part.
children and all those things are now behind you for the most part. So it's time for you, men and women, to come on down and experience the kindred experience. And it's named after Oriola. So come on down. There are chiropractors there, there are Reiki masters there are Qigong courses that are being taught there. There are all kinds of things that are being offered there. And if you're 65 and 65 years young and older, a lot of them are free. A lot of those activities are free. And so people who are 65 and older, come on down to volunteer your services. Be a greeter, to help people know how wonderful this experience is. Because some of you are looking for things to do, to volunteer. This is an excellent opportunity for you. So please come on down, see Oriola, her wonderful, beautiful daughter, experience the energy. Bring your friends and family and your neighbors and all that, so we can have one grand time with peace, love, and joy.
Yes.
So we come to the end of another wonderful episode, this time with the great Oriola and her wonderful concept, the Kindred House. So we have so enjoyed your being here. And every Sunday, join us with great Lives on the Rise. Go to the website, purchase one of these beautiful shirts. You can get it in melon, you can get it in white, you can get it in black, you can get it in gray. We have mugs, and Oriola is going to get a mug in the future, and she's going to be featured with her lovely divine energy. So please join us. We are a movement. We're not just a podcast. We're a movement, and we support these kinds of ventures like Oriola's because they are so needed for the community. So every Sunday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we air. But you can look at it anytime because it's recorded. And we are on YouTube, Spotify audio, Spotify video, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And tell your friends about it. And listen, for the second year, we have some amazing things that we're going to do. You don't want to miss this, okay? You do not want to miss this. So thank you for joining us. We so love you, appreciate you, and think the world of you. So until next time, beloveds, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Gray Lives on the Rise, being brought to you by Jamila Scents, which is the product line of Oyende Enterprises. Jamila Scents is a 100% natural aromatherapy line that heals the mind, body, and soul. This episode of Gray Lives on the Rise was intended to uplift you, to inspire you, and to motivate you. Please tell all of your friends, family members, and anyone you know who's 50 plus, who's living a vibrant life and interested in doing more and enjoying life even to its fullest. So thank you, and please subscribe, like, and comment on this video and all our videos. Thank you, and until next time, until our next podcast, namaste and be well.